Yeah.
Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. Podcast so bad we really need to just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons, joined by two wonderfully handsome men. You can find me on all the social medias at Doc Simmons 17. One of you handsome men, why don't you introduce yourself?
Uh, yeah, Zach Hendricks. You can find me on social media at Z Hendricks Brand. And along with me and Doc, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Country Air Official and on Twitter at Country Air Brand.
And I'm Perch, and you can find me at Perch XLV and for the Ref Brand.
Always hashtag for the Ref Brand.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fellas. A little bit of a smaller crowd tonight. We'll see who trickles in. But it's the start of the show, so Perch, it's on you, brother. Why don't you give us your banger of the week?
No, banger of the week. Been listening to a lot of Grateful Dead lately, and this one in preparation of our big show coming up on Saturday. One More Saturday Night. It's a banger any day of the week, and it makes me feel like it's Saturday at any time. So Grateful Dead, One More Saturday Night. If you haven't heard it, you gotta check it out.
Yeah, definitely can't go wrong with Grateful Dead at any time. I would say that was at the Collective when we were jamming out in the fields.
Hell yeah, that was out in Indianapolis, and looking at the concert we were listening to was Grateful Dead, and it was from Indianapolis maybe 35 years before that. So always cool to see different venues, and I like to see if the Grateful Dead played around there or someday share a venue that they did. So it's always cool.
Or you can just put on your own show and bring in the Grateful Dead.
Yeah. I'm hoping to see Dead and Company when things get up and rolling again, but yeah, one day we'll incorporate that. We'll mix the wrestling and Grateful Dead connection. I think there's a lot of fans out there. I think there's a lot of fans.
I'm sure there are.
Just gotta find them.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that was Perch's banger of the week. Can't go wrong with some Grateful Dead. Sorry if we're moving kind of fast tonight, and I'm sorry if my audio is crappy. But we're just going to keep it rolling.
Before we go, did you get him request to join the group? G texted say he's about to jump in.
Oh, okay.
Don't let Doc fool you. Don't let him apologize. We also got our asses kicked at camp today too. So it's we're coming in strong.
We're also really beat up.
Giving it what we got and love having it going.
Yeah, we got it. It's Rise Week, we gotta put the final touches on everything you can. It's the big show of the year.
Trying hard so we can hit hard. There he is.
Why, hello, good sir.
Did I hear hit hard, get hard?
I said train hard, get hard, but something in that variation. I don't want to steal your trademark.
Same difference. Thank you. Sorry, I'm late.
Ooh, look at that. The Perch.
Over here. Doing a classic Ronin.
Introduce yourself and tell everyone where they can find you.
I'm Gunner Wicks. You can find me at Gunner Wicks on everything. And I'd just like to air my grievances on how I was not included in the thumbnail picture of last week's podcast. So can we discuss why that is?
You should have joined sooner.
Yeah, but that's last week. I was on time last week.
No, I'm saying you should have joined wrestling sooner and been a part of those pictures.
Oh, my bad.
I mean, really, it was mostly because I was trying to hide the fact that Bax was on the show. So I was looking for a photo without backs.
So Bax ruined it.
Yeah.
That sounds
So
about
shout
right.
out to the people down at the picture department. They do a wonderful job getting those logos up there every week. I don't know how it happens, but
Yeah.
when it comes in like clockwork, shout out to those.
I would like to think
We all
it's,
have our opinions.
I would like to think it's Doc's a lovely girlfriend, K Dot, doing the picture department.
Well, the picture department is well paid. I can't tell you who's on the staff. Got to protect employee information, but they're well paid.
They do a
You
lovely
better,
job.
because if I ever find out who it is, coming for blood.
It's like I'm sure the whole art department is worried and will be sure to rectify and have a stunning picture of Gunner for this episode.
All right, glad to hear.
So now that we have calmed down the one-man riot squad, let us get into the film room and what we were watching last week, what we were studying. Anybody particularly got something they want to bring up first?
I mean, yeah, I guess I can go. As you guys know, a few weeks ago, went to Alabama and really like found a new love for like the technical grapple stuff with Josh O'Hagan showing us some stuff and like kind of talking to me about like how I should really incorporate more of my amateur background there. So I've been watching a lot more Regal and a lot more Malenko. Been watching those, and then I'm pretty sure Doc's on board with this and possibly Perch. I know about Gunner, but watching the Wrestle Kingdom. I've watched night 1. You're going to watch night 2 after we get off this podcast.
I've seen clips of it, but have not seen it in like its entirety.
Hold it.
I literally finished night 2 as I pulled into practice.
I'm currently watching some night 2 right now, and it's Evil vs. Sonata. I've been waiting all day to watch this thing.
Actually, I have now that you said that, I did start watching night 2. Because I watched the junior tag and it was about to go on Evil Sonata. Yeah, that's right. Because I was looking forward to watching Cobb's match. And I heard I was reading, if I'm not mistaken, that the main event is the longest match in Wrestle Kingdom like that they've ever had. So I'm not sure if that's true or not.
It's the longest match in Wrestle Kingdom Tokyo Dome history, I believe it was.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But like, I've seen the results, which sucks because you can't go on Instagram without seeing the results. But still looking forward to the match. It'll still be a good.
Oh, it was such a battle today to try to avoid spoilers because we're wrestlers. We're on the social medias. We have to put out content. So I'm like trying to navigate Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook without looking at my screen so I don't accidentally get spoiled for any of the results.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm lucky to stay off the grid just enough to to fly under the radar of getting results exposed for me.
Yeah, they went 48 minutes, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so longer than Okada and Omega. It was a good match. Good match. I was telling guys earlier, I think Jay White has been my heel of the year. Really enjoyed him this past year.
I'm a big fan of Jay White.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten me to hate him as much as possible. So must be doing something good, damn good at his job because he's a good villain. Makes me want to see him lose, and I hope he does. Still haven't seen it yet, but want to see the winner of the G1 tourney take it to Switchblade.
Yeah, God killer. Love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I might as well go next to go off what Zach said. Yes, I too have been watching Wrestle Kingdom. Like I said, I finished it a little bit earlier today. I think night 2 was definitely better than night 1. Great show all around. Main event was amazing really on both nights. I think both main events were really good. Cobb and Shingo is probably my match of the weekend. Because I love both of those guys. And I just, this is my first year watching like New Japan so closely, and I was able to watch every show this past year from last Wrestle Kingdom, and it's just been a real enjoyable experience. Gotta say.
Yeah, you helped introduce me to it, Dre. Especially this year, you said you hopped on the train. I hopped on the train along with you because you loved it so much and kind of introduced me to it. The G1 tourney this year was the first time I got to kind of watch it live as it happened, and we were working different shows in different places and got to catch the matches at random times, and it was awesome. So to see the Wrestle Kingdom here. In the first year I'm watching play out as well. It's awesome seeing the stories come to a head. Each story is like a movie all of its own. The characters are great. The wrestlers are great. It's so precise with everything and got such big gas tanks. So I love it.
Oh
Couldn't be
my
happier.
God, such big gas tanks in that freaking main event. Oh my God, let me tell you.
Oh, I can't wait. It just when you think no way they've got anything left, they continue and both guys at such high level, and the precision is so on the
Hey,
strikes.
man, actually,
and moves.
at that point, the another reason why that's one of my favorite matches, the Cobb and Shingo match. That's another one where, man, it gave everything they had in the tank. It's freaking amazing.
One of my favorite parts of that match was at the beginning, just the pure strength of Jeff Cobb, where he had Shingo and held his whole body he could. He didn't have his feet on, and just manhandles him with a belly to belly and throws him on the floor. It's just like, dude, you're just a powerful dude.
Yeah, that was a good banger of a match. But yeah, that's all I've been watching. I don't know if Perch wants to go next and just continue to build on us praising New Japan.
Yeah, the New Japan is as good as it gets, and you get it at all times of the day, and watching matches at any time throughout the day, morning, afternoon, night. But last week, AEW was pretty damn good too, as far as the pro wrestling world goes, and celebrating the sport we all love with the people we love.
Hi, can I
was able to do it live.
Hey,
hamburger snack pack?
Hey, Doc, put yourself on mute. I don't think the viewers want to listen to you later.
The deluxe toppings, no onions.
Yeah. Oh, this is good.
Quality content.
Sweet tea.
Doc likes a sweet tea, boy.
No, that'll be all.
Doc, get a dessert later.
Sure, Dre, DRE.
All right, Perch, should I go or do you got anything else?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that was just funny as hell. Felt like I was in the car there for a moment. Yeah, just AEW rocked it with that shout out to Brody Lee. They all stepped up. Was multi-man matches, just good entertainment. Everyone gave their heart and soul. So I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Sorry, I have to mute myself for a little bit. Grabbing
You were
food.
not muted there, Doc.
No, I wasn't. No, even better.
You shut off your camera, but you did not shut off your mic.
I thought I was Mike. Well, you know what I eat.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Number 3 with a deluxe. Everything else.
Like, don't worry about it. I'm building this goat body.
Trajan.
This is the shits. I think it's time to take it home.
Yeah. All right, G, take it home. All right.
I'll discuss what I've watched this week. So I saw the Icon versus Icon match for about the 50th time, Hulk Hogan and The Rock at WrestleMania. That was fire, as usual. Big fan. I did catch Raw yesterday, and it was Legends Night overall. Not the greatest in my opinion, but everything Randy Orton does ever is like so perfect that he's amazing to watch.
Hey,
He's basically went around like shit talking all the legends and had a few different promos, and it was gold. Highly recommend.
Well, he's top 15 all time.
well,
Of course, easily.
Aesop, if you're listening, he's top 10, right?
I think it's about time we put him in top 10. Yeah.
Those Evolution days were the best. Legend Killer. I'm a big Randy Orton fan. Just the fundamentals. Big fan.
Yeah, for me, why I like him so much is everything he does is so believable and is easy to buy into, and it's never really like cheesy or weird. It's, I don't know. You can just watch it and you believe everything he says, and it's good to watch.
So can we
Promos and matches.
Can we discuss how, because I've seen the results, and it's going to be McIntyre versus Goldberg at the Rumble? Like, what are your guys'
Oh
thoughts?
yeah. So like Goldberg, I think should probably just like stay retired, but the only like way I would be happy with like this whole feud is if McIntyre just demolishes him and just puts him over big time. That'd be sweet, but otherwise, it's whatever. He's gonna hit like 5 spears, and there's gonna be like 6 claymores, and that'll probably be the end of it.
I would like it if somehow Riddle was just always in the background of their interactions.
Oh man,
Yeah, that'd be
I'm
cool.
hoping for Riddle. I'm hoping for Riddle to get involved in that somehow.
You know what I would like? They gave Miz Money in the Bank briefcase for that, right? Well, I mean, we're all in agreement that we think Goldberg might go over because that's what they could do. Can you imagine Goldberg going over and the Miz just cashing in on Goldberg? That's this time.
That'd
See,
be pretty cool, yeah.
I almost think that'd be too cool, and Miz wouldn't be would probably be loved for doing it, for taking the title off Goldberg.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be my only thing. But yeah, I'd love to see it. I don't know. I think you know, I guess after the great Randy Orton, I think Miz has probably been like the most consistent WWE wrestler the past couple of years.
True. I'm calling an early prediction that Brock Lesnar makes a return at the Rumble and goes over and like sets up something for Mania.
Yeah.
Number 28. That is too predictable.
I don't know. That I mean, it's like, yeah. I think he'd be a nice surprise entrant. But then it's like, you came in at 1 last year. Like, you would. People don't forget.
People don't forget. I love that Rumble last year. I enjoyed every moment of that Rumble last year. I have no predictions this year though. It's kind of, you know, a random. It's almost like a big time sport having no crowd, and you know we're getting our first Rumble with no crowd. It's weird. Is it the first one, or do we have? I think it is. So
Yeah, there was a crowd last year.
it's not like the allure is lost. It's still going to be awesome. However, you know, the past year has led us into this Royal Rumble, so I don't know what to be excited for. I think it's cool that Goldberg and McIntyre will be a match, another attraction to have. That'll be cool. Always good to see a jackhammer play the hits, give us what we want to see, and
as long as Goldberg's been working and can actually get him up for that jackhammer.
yeah,
That's
McIntyre's
iffy.
pretty big dude.
My favorite memory last year from the Rumble was sitting at Jay Manny's place watching Mav get pissed off at every time Brock Lesnar eliminated someone. He was like, he can't go up that quick. And within 2 seconds, bye. What?
I mean, I will say that is definitely like probably their best Royal Rumble.
I really enjoyed it, but nothing can beat the nostalgic of the early 2000s and 90s for me. But anytime you hear that glass break
Yeah,
in the
it's
late
definitely a
90s,
nostalgia
it's
thing for those early ones. For those early 2000 ones. I mean, for really any of them, like before the past like 7 years, are pretty bad. Like, from a technical standpoint, it's definitely a nostalgia thing.
yeah, yep, certainly is.
Yeah.
That same Rumble last year, that was when they had the women's one where Becky won too, right?
Yeah, where Becky came back.
Because that was also a solid Rumble, solid ending.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it Becky or was that Asuka last year? Did Becky win the year before?
Becky won last year, I want to say.
Yeah, Asuka won the year that that Shinsuke won, because I remember losing some money that year. the guy picked them both, and I was like, "Damn it, I didn't
You
include
bet-
him in on
You
the pool
bet
next
against
year."
the land of the rising sun, Perch. Shame.
He got us on both of them. We didn't invite him to the Royal Rumble pool the next year. He got paid, and that was it.
Exclusive. We don't like your winning kind around here.
Yeah, he called them both. He knew. He read some sheets.
Yeah. Oh, he's a cheater. Okay, well, that's different.
He's a cheater. And you didn't hear it from me, but we didn't invite him back the next year.
Fair. All right. I think that was very long ways of talking about that. Most of us watch New Japan, and Gunner watched Randy Orton.
Best wrestling on the planet, baby.
And that segment he had where he belittled Mark Henry was pretty damn good.
That
And
was
he
the
threw away.
best.
Oh, the way Mark hung his head low. They were talking about that on the radio earlier, and just seeing it as, oh, what a scene.
Yep.
I feel like
What's our next segment, Doc?
Hey, I want to talk about Mark Henry too.
Oh. You go right ahead.
All right. I feel like I missed the best years of Mark Henry. Guys, I really only remember The Hand being born and Nation of Domination. Mark.
Well, that's
I
probably his
wasn't
best moment.
watching
So
when he had like his big run.
his Hall of Fame.
So, yeah, I missed the Hall of Fame. So I think maybe after I finish the WrestleManias, I'll go back and watch that run.
Yep. You know, his promo with that like pink colored jacket where he retired but then didn't retire.
Yeah,
Also
the
like
salmon
top notch.
jacket.
Yep.
Yeah. That's something. But as far as our next segment, I don't know. Should we do our top three, or should we just go ahead and start breaking down Rise? What would you like to do, Gunner?
Top three what?
It was like, well, if you read the text, Gunner, top three favorite matches of 2020.
Oh, there's a text. My bad. Not quite on the ball with the podcast today. I'll need some time to think about that. So either we do that and I go last, or talk about Rise.
Say we bounce that one for next week. Maybe we'll have a full house.
Yeah,
at
okay.
the
All
house.
right. We'll put that on.
20 reflections. Stay tuned.
Yes, Gunner.
Way to call him out for it too, Doc. You knew exactly who to go to right away.
So instead, I guess preview for next week's episode, we'll be talking about our top three favorite matches of 2020. But
I just thought of my top three just now. We could do this one.
it's like, are you sure?
Yes.
Do you want to
I'll
go
go
now
first,
before
Steven.
you forget?
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. So top three of 2020. We're gonna go with Edge and Randy Orton in their greatest wrestling match of all time. That was in 2020, right? Yeah, it was. Because if it's the greatest of all time, it has to be number one.
Okay, this makes
And-
me wonder that I wasn't specific enough. I wanted the matches you wrestle, your top three.
Oh, I thought like just like okay.
You want another moment?
Want another Randy Orton plug.
Well, I was just gonna pick three. I was just gonna pick three Randy Orton matches.
Love it.
I think I can rattle off my top three.
Okay.
So We're gonna go with me and Aesop at Rise of Honor last year, the kendo stick match. That was really fun and
That was a
also
very
sucked a
brutal one.
lot at the same time. Yep. So out of all the things I've got to do in wrestling so far, getting hit by a kendo stick has been the most painful, especially when it's the same spot like 50 times.
I didn't
But
know
yeah, I
pain
love
worked that way.
sure does. But so that's number one. Let's see here. I had what I think a really good match with Chris Coyote for AWF that no one really saw, or none of you guys did at least, except for Mav. He was there. That was also like, I feel like me and him, that was the first time we wrestled and it gelled really well and we had like good timing and chemistry for the first time. So that'd be number two. And number three is probably me and Chucky winning the tag titles in Twin Lakes. Just because it's my first championship and did not expect that to be a thing, and it was a really cool moment.
So no Kong.
Oh, so so that's 3A. 3B is me and Congo Kong for sure. Can't believe I forgot about that one. It was great working him being like another bigger guy and being able to do like a lot of cool little moments with him, and great person to work. Hope we get to work again eventually. Also one of my favorite matches.
Don't be such a mark for yourself, Gunner.
Well, I was gonna go with Randy Orton matches, and you said I had to pick my own, so that's what you get.
Like we get it. You wrestle guys that are on TV, Gunner.
You know, we can all be awesome.
Zach, do you want to go next, or I'm not even sure if Perch has three favorite matches he wants to list.
Oh yeah, I've got three. I caught the memo in a week in advance that that someone didn't catch. I had time. I got three when the time.
Okay. Anybody want to go next, or should I just go?
You can go if you want.
Okay. Well, here, let me. Before I step out of the car.
All right.
Feeling yourself, Gunner?
I'm sorry.
I guess me ordering food doesn't sound so bad anymore, does it?
I have no good excuse for what just happened, so we're just gonna ignore it and continue on.
I swear we're professionals at something.
Speak for yourself.
All I'm saying is it's not the banger of the day, Gunner.
Okay, so my favorite matches from the year, in no particular order, I'm gonna go me and Zach's match at Freelance, our tag team match. I think that was really good. Think we really connected with the crowd. All our tag stuff looked tight. I'm gonna have to go with me versus Joey Avalon from a couple months ago. This was my first time working him. Everybody says he was fun. I think we had a very crazy finish that nobody saw coming. And that also led to me reuniting with Zach at Brew City.
That's me.
And for number three, it's gonna have to be me and JJ Garrett at Zawa when they made their return. We had worked together maybe like once 3 years ago in like a scramble match. This was our first time working singles, and we murdered each other. So I'm good at murder. I think the crowd liked it.
All right.
So, Perch or Zach, if you want to go ahead and rattle off your three favorite matches of the year.
Hell yeah. Well, we'll go here. What an odd year it was going from 2019 into 2020. You know, goals and plans. We've stated it before, and it goes without saying that plans changed dramatically. I would say the first of my favorite matches would be when ICW came back to Milwaukee and brought wrestling back for the first time in what was it, 2-3 months, 4 months. I think it was the June 5th show, maybe June 6th, right around there. And we came out for really the first live show in quite some time, and able to bring wrestling back to the great state of Wisconsin. Hopefully, it's the last time it has to be restarted. And in there was a match with Bruiser against, I think it was Mav. I think it was Mav, and or at least Mav was in there and caused shenanigans at the end, and I think it ended with I gave the fingers to Mav, gave him a stunner, and Bruiser ended up hitting him with the finish and getting the pin for a 1-2-3, and that was pretty damn cool. We ended up having a beer bash and just sent the fans home happy that night, and that has to be up there with one of the favorite matches I've ever had. Another favorite
You are
match.
definitely like the Earl Hebner to his Steve Austin.
Oh man, it worked out so perfect. I'm normally the guy who tosses him the beers from the outside, and for that match I was able to stand up and take no shit. Oh, that was great, and I think I ended up tossing some people out of there. It was good. Good night at the office. Punching in, punching out, and that was a good night. Another one was getting the opportunity to work for AAW this year. They had a few shows towards the end of the year, and there was a good feud between the Besties and Ace and Madman Fulton, Ace Austin, and they ended up having a couple matches, but one of them resulted for the titles in a 2 out of 3 falls match, and that one was pretty damn cool. I was sweating bullets on the inside. I had worked with those guys a few times previously, and they taught me a lot being in there with a couple of guys like that, especially tag team wrestling. They sure know a lot. So that was a great one. Very fun, especially to be in a city like Chicago, which is, I think, still shut down, really, as far as you know.
Yeah, I think they are. I'm not sure where. I feel like I don't want to call out any promotions, but I see some of the usual Chicago promotions running. I'm not sure exactly where they're running, but still for the most part, it seems like they're shut down.
It's kind of taken everything in stride now that the year turned over. Hopefully, game plans are set, and we hope the best for everybody going through it, because we're all in it together. And I would say another favorite match would be.
I just want to say something before you get to your next match. I think Ace Austin has to be the next guy up.
So man, the amount of work he's put in, and you can see it, whether it's on the social media or watching matches, and catch it on Fight TV, and watching it on Impact Wrestling too. There's a guy who's put work in. I mean, you can see it in the body and just the character. He's great, and yeah, good talent. I look forward to seeing his future. And Madman Fulton, talk about a monster of a guy. I get a neck ache every time I have to look up to him.
Yeah, that is.
I have to scold him a lot.
Never heard of the word small on that guy.
No, not even his dreadlocks. I think his dreads are about as tall as me.
Yeah.
But great guys all around, and was able to learn a lot from it, and working with a 2 out of 3 falls match that requires everybody, all 5 people with the ref included, to be on the same page, and that was great, a great match, very fun, great in my eyes, and I was able to smile at the end of the night and say, hey, I learned a lot, still have a lot of improvement, but um, a, another match I would have to say that I loved, and the third one would be um, Isaiah Velasquez against Lee Moriarty, to open up the freelance show at the Collective this year. Yeah, you guys were there too. I mean, that was just awesome. That was the place to be for wrestling at the time, especially independent wrestling. And Joey Janela's spring break just took place, and the place was going nuts. They had the Matt Tremont send off match with just a hardcore death match, as crazy as it gets for a legend. And then after all of that got cleaned up, midnight happened, and Freelance Underground had a show, and I was able to be in the opening match between Lee and Isaiah, and it was phenomenal. Just great technical wrestling, and the thrill to be there was awesome. I've learned a lot from Isaiah over the past few years. Just a guy we've all had the opportunities to share locker rooms with, and just love it. Love learning the sport, and those were 2 guys who I've learned a lot from. So that would be the 3 matches that I had that I really enjoyed this year. And I'm not one to say the whole year was bad and 2020 this, 2020 that. No, it's all perspective, and we all made a lot of advancements this year. So I love it.
Gunner, you look proud of yourself.
Yep. It's a good thing this podcast is audio only.
Like, what one day we'll have to sell the video. That's when we really make the money.
There's money in this?
Like, oh God, no, we curse too much to make money.
Do you at least pay the picture people? Because if you do, you shouldn't.
The picture person is well taken care of. Don't worry about it.
Crouch your head down a little. You gotta get a good look at this. There we go.
Better. That's a very well thought out answer, though, Perch. Tell you took some time to think about your top 3.
I like to write down my matches as time goes on. So I like to learn from the past and look back on them and opportunities that were earned, and what you can learn from it going forward. Learn from your mistakes and and keep growing. So having chances to do it is all we can ask for. That's why we train. That's why we get better.
True.
Yep. And that is why in Rise Week we beat ourselves up tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the reason I'm sitting here with a sore back. And you guys, that log car ride home, we all felt it.
Oh yeah. I guess mine top 3.
Yeah, we know Perch the philosophizer gave us his top 3. Well spoken. Why don't we hear some Outlaw Knees for your top 3?
So I guess one of my first ones, Gunner was there for it. It was at UTL, first time wrestling Joey Avalon.
That was in 2020?
Yeah, I had to kind of check to see. That was like February 2020.
Dang.
That was a lot. Yeah, it feels like forever ago. I was like checking because I was like, was this 2020 or 2019? But, yeah, me versus Joey Avalon, first time ever. We get there and they tell us like Bruno tells Joey like, hey, go about 4 minutes. We went about half an hour. It was I think we like literally like going a match. It was like my first time going a match that long and just being a heel and keep. I felt like the crowd was into it for a good time. It's on YouTube if you want to check it out. And even sprained my ankle in the match, so my weak ass ankles couldn't handle it. But I was like, that was a really fun match. And when we went in the back, Joey's like, I think we peaked. That was a beautiful compliment. Another match, me versus Ben McCoy, the Ben McCoy first match back. It was a original, it was a match where I got booed the entire time. I was hated the entire time. It's his return. We went at a decent amount of time. The huge pop when I kicked out the Tombstone Pile Driver. So I took out Undertaker's move, but I thought overall it was fun. And at the end, we had like the entire crowd standing there, yelling both these guys. And it was just a very satisfying feeling to know that like we went together, put this match together, and went from like obviously him being a super big babyface coming back from a leg injury to like the crowd being back in both of us shows that the work was paid off. And then match number 3, I would agree with Doc. Freelance, we went there. We were on the pre-show, but like I think that was the first time like we look like, I mean, we've tagged before, but like we had the matching gear, everything was going. We actually got we got some stuff. We took some stuff there. Wherever Country Grammar Standard was born at the freelance show. It was overall just a really fun match. For the time we had, I think we put on a really phenomenal match and really going into Chicago, trying to make sure people knew who we are when we were standing in the middle of the ring and got an ICW chant, feeling the Milwaukee home base. It was nice.
No, yeah, that was definitely a good feeling. That was definitely like one of the first big steps that we took this year.
I mean, of course, the first time we got tag titles together.
Yep, definitely. Can't deny that was a real special match, and special night.
We got to work. Love working Mav and Ethan, so picture perfect like way to get our first tag titles together.
So was that in your top 3 or no?
Top 3A and Jimmy Hart goes to top 3B.
You can't copy me.
All right, top 3A, top 3-1. There we go.
We all can't get managers from TV now.
Some of us get preachers.
All right, that didn't work the way I wanted, but that was still the time.
All right, next segment. Let's go.
Gunners on the move. So I guess
predictions.
Yep.
Let's start with the pre-show match with the rookie sensation, the Apex athlete, CJ Cole, making his Rise of Honor debut against the Limit Breaker, Sabin Gage. I think Perch is the perfect guy to break down the matches. I don't know if with the philosophy you have, Perch, I don't think my Outlaw Knees will do it. I don't think Gunner, because I don't think he read the segment, will understand how to break it down.
I can rattle off some thoughts if needed.
Well, the Apex the Apex athlete, CJ Cole, dude's good. He's got that wrestling background. He's got a poise in the ring. Not everyone knows where their feet are, but he knows where his feet are at all times, and they're under him, and he's stable, a good base. And Sabin Gage comes in as a guy who dude knows how to run his mouth in a good way. It makes him opportunities, and he riles up that crowd. So don't know, could go either way. I'm impartial, but
okay. Yeah, I definitely got to give CJ a lot of credit for how far he's come in such a short period of time. Definitely one of the most athletic guys we've seen. But Sabin, he's been doing the work. He's been on the rise too, making a name for himself this 2020 throughout the pandemic. I've got a chance to lock up with him. I've got a chance to lock up with CJ. CJ's real strong, but Sabin is fast, so I think it'll be a nice matchup. I'm gonna give a slight edge to Sabin.
I'm gonna go opposite. You see, Sabin might have more time and experience than CJ, But like you said, Saban's fast and all that, and he might have the experience, but CJ's just as fast. Like there's no denying that CJ is very athletic, but he also has the ground game, which I know Saban is a good technical wrestler. Just I feel like what I see from Saban is he's more of the high flyer, and I just think CJ can fly just as high as him, not as high, but I just think with his ground game, his technical abilities, as long as he keeps it on the ground, I might give CJ the edge.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and echo that thought. CJ is not called the apex athlete for nothing. He is both strong and quick. I've got to lock up with him quite a few times at ICW, working tag matches with him and Fletch, and then me and Chucky. Yeah, he has come a long way in a short time, and I think he's going to capitalize on the opportunity for sure. And if I had to choose, he would be the one to get the victory.
And I'll go on record and say CJ is going to be the breakout rookie of any rookie. He's going to be the breakout guy this year. And I think he starts at Rise. Anyone who's still listening with us, thank you for listening. But show up early because that's at 7:15.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, that is the pre-show match. Starting early, they'll definitely tear the house down and be hot. But why don't we go ahead and get into the main card?
So the main card, we'll just start it off. One match I pulled up is the man of Wisconsin, Joey Jet Avalon, kicking on Hades XIX. I probably mispronounced that. Sorry, Hades. But Hades versus Avalon. There we go.
Avalon back at Brew City is must watch. He used to tear the house down back when Brew City was at the Knights of Columbus. People remember it was just he's had phenomenal feuds, and just in the presence of Joey Jet, I mean, you can't beat it. And taking on Hades, I've worked with him a handful of times at Kurt's promotion at Dysfunction, ICW. So he's good. He's got a lot of background. I think they were in a triple threat last month against with the Apex athlete CJ Cole in there too. So a different size matchup in this one with Joey Jet having a little bit more size on Hades, but Hades is a crafty guy. He plays with kind of a dark soul. I don't know who's going to do it, but I would never bet against Joey Jet. If I wasn't working the show and I was there as a fan, I would probably be tailgating a little bit, and I would head in and I'd be hollering loud for Joey Jet Avalon.
It's definitely great to have Joey in BCW. We've had a chance to share a locker room with him over the past couple of years. And we have only recently started, if you want to call sharing a locker room with Hades, the dark demon that he is. I think though Joey may have his shovel, I think it's going to be hard to beat the monster. He uses one of my favorite finishers, the Muscle Buster. So he's gonna have my vote.
Muscle Buster.
Yep. So
Um,
for me, it's that easy. If you use the Muscle Buster, I am rooting for you.
Trey, remember when you hit that Muscle Buster and that fair in the middle of nowhere, and that
Yeah, it
little
was great.
kid yelled out, "Muscle Buster!"
Made his life. All right.
in the middle of nowhere. We're in the woods
Yep.
doing a show.
That kid probably never thought that he would see a Muscle Buster in his little town.
Oh man, I think we had talked about it beforehand.
Little
you were
did he
going to
know
put it
that
in
the host was trotting through Portage County.
there. Oh, that's great.
I'm gonna go. Joey's obviously got the size on Hades, but Hades is like, even though he's small, like as you said, he's a monster. He's jacked. He's fast. He's quick. He hit the Muscle Buster on anyone. Obviously Joey is top notch. He's in two of our top. He's out of two of us. Like I don't think Gunner's worked him yet, but he's in our top 3 matches. There's no denying how great Joey is. definitely could be the match of the night. It's like I mean, it could steal the show, but I don't know. I think Hades has something to prove. He's only been at BCW, if I'm not mistaken, once, maybe twice. I think he's only been there once. I think with the edge and Hades just knowing this is time to take out the top guy in Wisconsin, he might come with that with a little bit more fire and a little bit of edge. So maybe just by a little, I'll edge it out to Hades.
Let's see here. I don't
Big
know.
Eddie.
I don't know a ton about Hades. I've only gotten to share locker room with him a couple times, but seems like a really in shape dude, and seems kind of mysterious in a way, like not sure what's always going through his head. So I feel like he might pull out something special. But I think Wisconsin is Avalon's territory, and I do not see him going down in this fight. So I'd have to give the edge to him.
All right. Moving on to the next match, we got Porn Stash Pete Schwanz tagging with the BCW franchise himself, Dysfunction, taking on Jake Andrews and the Vape God, Fletch Malone.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. A good tag team with Jake Andrews coming back. Pretty sure he's worked with us a couple times that I remember at least. And he's great, great to watch. Teaming up with Fletch, we'll see if they can get some momentum as a tag team here. Fletch trying to get his feet under him and make a name for himself with the crowd. Maybe despite the crowd, usually he's hollering at him or getting them pretty riled up. So we'll see how they fare. But they've got no easy test going against Porn Stash. The all night highlight. Oh man, he's great. Just he brings the party every time. And if I were to be wrestling, which I don't, but if I were and I had a tag team partner, it would be none other than Dysfunction. So, they're gonna bring it. You got the franchise, Milwaukee's own Dysfunction, gonna tear the house down. He and Schwanz, I would never bet against them. I can say that much.
In all combat sports, they say, the key is always in the hips, whether it's using your hips or controlling hips. And who has better hips in Wisconsin than Peter Schwanz? So they are going to be my pick. I do think that the Vape God Fletch has definitely stepped up lately, and is definitely improving. And Jake Andrews is a hell of a competitor, but you just got to go with the home team on this one. I think I'm not sure that Porn Stash and Dysfunction have ever tagged before, but I know they have shared at least many locker rooms. So I'm sure they have some type of chemistry. I can't say the same for Jake Andrews and Fletch.
I'm gonna piggyback off that too. I think this match kind of like goes off chemistry, and even though Dis and Porn Stash, I'm not sure if they've tagged. They've both been around a long time. They both worked for similar promotions. They both shared locker rooms and shared similar mindsets, as you would say. I would say I went toe to toe with Jake Andrews. He's no one to sleep on. The guy is as good as it gets. He can hit you with anything out of nowhere. Very, very talented, very, very great, very strong. I would say Malone is the wild card. He is a wild card factor. He's as you I guess I don't know if you count him as a rookie. I mean, if he is, like, he's another guy. You could argue that he might give CJ a run for being the rookie of the year this year. He's going to break out, and I think this is the match for him to prove. And I think it's not going to be easy test, but it's hard to go against the franchise, even though the franchise hasn't last year in Rise he lost in his own type of match. So I don't know if he has a point to prove this year, but he did lose a hardcore death match last year. So I don't know if that's going to play in his mind come Saturday.
I saw a franchise go 1-on-1 with Shane Taylor for the TV championship. No way he's going to lose this weekend. In Milwaukee.
I don't know. I'm just saying that Jake Andrews is great. There's no denying it. No one really knows much about Fletch Malone. And I think Malone's going to be the wild card in this match.
And I think both teams have something to prove, but I don't see how Malone and Andrews could overcome Dis and Pornstash with the level of experience that they got on that team. So I'm going to go with Dis and Pornstash on that one. Too much experience to overcome.
All right.
Definitely give them time. Give them time.
So following that, we'll go to our next match, which is Nick Colucci versus Brandon Blaze. Former friends, better enemies. Loser leaves Brew City Wrestling.
A lot of years between these
Former
guys.
Brew City Bruisers.
Yeah, a lot of years between these guys, and especially a long history within Brew City Wrestling. It's only fitting that this match would take place at the anniversary show. I couldn't tell you one way or the other. Both guys are big, put together, coming in with some momentum that got derailed. They were a tag team, and the attitude got the better of them. And Brandon Blaze, turned on Colucci, and Blaze pulled some shenanigans last time, pulling me as a referee out, saying he's got a busted leg. I don't know what that shit is, but don't fool around with the with the authority. And if you really need it, I get it, but using that as a ploy, I think that may be some bad karma. So I don't know who's going to end up in this match. It would be sad to see either one of them go. So I'm impartial to this one.
Having only recently, like within the last year, really gotten to see Colucci wrestle, I am amazed by how fast he is. I think that it's going to be really hard for Blaze to keep up with. I think Colucci is definitely one of the most underrated talents that we have in the back as far as doing, just shit you've never seen before. I hope that is not why Blaze turned on Colucci. A little bit of jealousy seeping in. But I think Colucci is just going to have too much to throw at him. So I'm going to go with Colucci.
I'm going to go. I got the toe-to-toe with Colucci back in April of 19, I want to say. Had a really good match. I mean, the match, I'll never know if I truly won the match. I won by DQ due to Brandon Blaze, a man who I got to really feel out like when I was new, like, do I belong? Can I keep toe-to-toe with these guys? And the man, he hit harder than I think I've ever been before. I've never worked Brandon Blaze one-on-one, but the experience here at Brew City, I'm going to say, even though they are both former Beer City Bruisers, they both had former tag champs. I'm going to go with the former Brew City heavyweight champion. I think Brandon Blaze is here. He turned on Colucci for a reason. He knows what he's capable of as a singles competitor. Like, Colucci didn't want to turn on him. Colucci wanted to keep their tag going. I'm going to go with Brandon Blaze off the edge of just being a former heavyweight champion. And I'm just giving him the experience there. This is just, I think, that a little bit more his turf. He's going to hold it down, I think.
So this match is like a loser leaves BCW match, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
So it's tough one to choose. I think, well, first off, I'd like to say that I don't think that tag team of Colucci and Blaze has ever been the same since me and Chucky took the titles from them. And I'd like to think that what we did kind of built up that anger in Blaze. So I'd like to think we had a hand in that, which makes me happy. But Blaze, I think, has a lot of built up anger, a lot of frustration, which makes me think that he's going to be too much for Colucci to handle. But I also think all that anger and disdain is going to get in the way a little bit. And he's going to be too emotional going into that match. And for that reason, I think he might get in his own way. And I see Colucci winning this one.
All right. Going on to the next match. I mean, this match obviously is a personal match for me and Doc because we're going with Whiskey Bet and Hellbound versus Yo Mama's favorite tag team. First time in almost 2 years tagging at Brew City. Yeah, that's right. I'm hyping myself up. Country Air.
Yeah, with the tag team here, you don't quite know. You guys are coming back fresh as a new tag team, trying to establish yourself here in Brew City Wrestling as a tag. You know, people remember both of you from Brew City. And remember Doc from being the security guard, getting power bombed outside the ring. From that day forward, from both of you guys making their debuts, you came in with a bang. So I don't think it'll be anything different this time around as you debut with the tag team. But Whiskey Bent and Hellbound are some big sons of bitches. Max Holiday and Roadhouse. That's a lot of muscle. That's a lot of meat between the two of them. And the way they took you out last time. I remember seeing you, Zach, take the was it a clothesline or a big boot right on the outside of the ring? I mean, that was a gnarly bump. I think you guys have to come back with a vengeance, and you have to come out strong. You have to come out, kick them in the teeth, and if you think you have a chance to win, you got to grow on that. So hopefully you come out strong, fast, and make a splash for yourselves in the tag team division.
It's no secret I'm going with Country Air on this. Perch, you have made wonderful points. Yes, the team of Whiskey Pit and Hellbound, they are some very big gentlemen, and they have laid out me and my very handsome partner Zach Hendricks. But they also laid me out after I took a package pile driver off the second rope. So I was already.
That was it.
Yep, I was already far gone. I believe they attacked you after your match. Also Zach. Yep. The history with me and Max is no secret in Brew City Wrestling. Yes, he did powerbomb me when I was just a young security guard. He was yes, when I was a young boy.
Legendary.
Sing it.
So so definitely when I got my chance to challenge any opponent I wanted after I made my debut, it was going to be Max. And of course, you're dealing with Max, you're dealing with Roadhouse. So our history is long and storied. I'm still here. I'm not worried about their size. Everybody is the same size when they have their head kicked off. So I'm going to go with Country Air.
I mean, no secret. I'm going with Country Air. I don't doubt mine and Doc's ability. We're undefeated at Brew City. My second match, me and Doc did take out an established tag team and Manservant Baxter and Chucky. Doc pointed out they have jumped us 1-on-2. They've never stood toe to toe with us 2-on-2. They had the opportunity last month, and what did they do? They got kicked in the face and rolled out. They backed away. There's no secret. My history with Max and James, I was their prospect. They give me a lot of knowledge, and that knowledge is going to backfire on them. They don't realize I kept quiet. I kept my mouth shut like a prospect does, and I know what they're capable of. And they told me what they're capable of, but they don't know what me and Doc are capable of. And we're just letting everyone know come Saturday what Country Air is capable of. And no matter how big you are, how strong you think you are, as Doc said, everyone has a plan until they get their head kicked off. I think Country Air, we're going to stand tall. We're going to prove that we are a threat in the tag division. And that starts Saturday against Whiskey Bent and Hellbound.
Yep. Just so I don't get kicked off this podcast, I'm going to go with Country Air too.
Yeah.
Goddamn right. Over here insulting the art department.
Well, they need to do a better job. But so I faced you two in a few matches. I know what you both are capable of. I think you both have something to prove. And I think Max and James, I feel like they don't want it as bad as you guys do, and I think they're underestimating you. So for that reason, I think you guys got this one.
Well, thank you.
You're going in there with purpose. I don't think I don't think I can say the same for them. So
All right. Well, now moving on, we're going to go to the title matches. And first and foremost, a man on the podcast, the one-man Riot Squad, Gunnar Wicks and the demented Chucky Bates, Killer Instinct, former Brew City Tag Champs, are going in this Saturday, taking on the new Tag Champs and Nacho and Cypher in I want to say it's a Funhouse Fans Bring the Weapons match.
that would be correct.
There's a whole lot of crazy that's going to be inside this match. Gunnar, I just gotta pray that you're able to keep your head on a swivel and make sure it doesn't get knocked off. I don't know what to expect in this match whatsoever between your opponents and you know, to take it from your point of view, you've got Chucky Bates as a teammate. I don't know what to expect from him. I mean, the guy's crazy. You don't know what to do. I don't know if it's going to be tornado rules or if it's a straight up tag match, but yeah, I couldn't imagine being in your shoes right now, Gunnar. But I've also never been, you know, close to 7 feet tall and just built like a brick. So I figured you've got the best advantage going into this to face the monster on the other team. So I think the match lies within your hands or your boot or your leg. So stay healthy and go in strong. I think the destiny's in your hands. You want those titles back. I think it comes down to you making that happen for your team.
Yeah, I totally agree. So me and Chucky have faced those two quite a few times already. And I think last month they got lucky. I think they make horrible tag team champions. I mean, it's a clown, which that just speaks for itself. And then oversized janitor wearing some scary mask. So I'm not too afraid. Chucky is insane like usual. And I know he's a little extra insane not having the tag team championship with him. And for me, I'm going to put on the face paint, going to go into monster mode. And I think them making this a Funhouse Weapons match I think they think it's going to work out in their favor. They made the match stipulation after all. And I think that was a big mistake by them because you put weapons in my hands and Chucky's hands and we're out for blood. We hate them. We don't like them at all. And I don't think they don't know what to expect. And we're coming for the tag team championships. We're pissed we lost them and we're going to get them back. And it's that simple.
My prediction goes with, I mean, all kind of, not to put weight on your shoulder, Gunner, it all falls on the big guys. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not going to discredit the smaller guys and Chucky and Nacho. Nacho's wrestles all over the place. And Chucky is a former Brew City tag champ along with Heritage Championship. There's no arguing that Chucky has done and proven his worth. And same with Nacho. I've been toe to toe with him, and Nacho is as good as it gets. It goes down to who's going to be the better monster that night. Will it be Cypher, the 7-foot giant, or the monster Gunnar Wicks? Selfishly speaking, I would like to see Sideshow go over because if me and Doc are trying to run this tag division, we want to take on teams we've never wrestled before. But my prediction goes with when you look at a monster and you have Cypher and Gunnar Wicks not only just has the monster abilities, he also can move as a cruiserweight. You've proven that last month with the crossbody onto the outside. You know, you don't see big guys do that. And the fact that these guys these guys have decided to make it into a weapons match. I mean, they think that, I don't know how they think that favors them. I think Chucky sleeps on barbed wire. Like, that doesn't help you out. Like, that just doesn't like help you guys out at all. And it goes to say this: it's all easy when you get on top of the mountain, but it shows how well you can stay on top of the mountain. And you guys, within a matter of being a tag team, took out a decorated tag team in Bruce Lee and Nick Colucci, Brandon Blaze, and held those belts and have proven time and time again, title defense after title defense, that you guys are on top of the mountain. And that alone, I go with Killer Instinct.
Solid choice.
You brought up the two monsters in Cypher and Gunner, and those are two monsters that have killed me on some occasions. So for me, it's hard to pick for that. So to me, it's going to come down to actually Chucky and Nacho. And I'm going to go with Killer Instinct because of actually some reasons you said. The championship pedigree that they have. Chucky is a multi-belt champion. Held it for a long time. You know, I did win the Heritage title off of him, but that did take a while. He's a hell of a competitor. I have never worked Nacho. Nacho is the X factor for me, as Fletch was for y'all in the last match. Definitely got a stiff right hand, and an unconventional offense. If he can keep you guys on your toes and guessing, I do think that Cypher and Nacho have a chance to retain, but I think that Chucky is just as unpredictable. So I think all the pressure's on Nacho to try to come through with this win, but I've got to go with Killer Instinct to take those belts back.
I don't see a cartwheel elbow beating a backpack stunner.
Me neither.
But hey, Killer Instinct is my pick, but I think this is going to ride on Nacho.
All right. Moving on, we go to the Heritage title. It ends the best of three. Aesop's up by 1. Ethan Matthews is up by 1. And it all comes down to this Saturday for the BCW Heritage Championship in a fire and ice match. Aesop, the champion, defending against the Marvelous One, one member of the Luxurious Ones, Ethan Matthews.
Yeah, you know, in this feud has been quite some time between the best of 7, Ethan and Aesop. I've been the referee for a few of them. Last match in particular was the hot pepper match, which did not end well for either competitors. It's safe to say I was the only one to escape unscathed from the ring that night after they had a tough time. But with the best of and the title on the line, Aesop Mitchell has got a lot of experience at Brew City. The first time I attended a show, he was in a match against Marman at a Rise to Honor as well. So this harkens back to seeing him. That was a hair match where he got his beard shaved off, which is pretty cool. But Aesop at a Rise to Honor is a cool thing to see, and I'm glad we're seeing it. And it happens to be for the title. Ethan, we'll see. You know, all I've got to say is, God, I hope he does not bring White Claw into that ring. If he does and it spills, that's on him. That's on him. I am not one for that. There's a difference between a good old fashioned beer bash and just, you know, gallivanting around with a drink in your hand and a White Claw. So I don't know. My money's on Aesop, straight up.
Well, for me, Aesop beat me for the Heritage title. So screw him. I'm gonna go with Ethan, who tried to help me out. He pulled a homie move. I have wrestled both of these competitors. They are both tough, but I hold grudges. So I'm gonna go with Ethan.
To follow that, I think when you dissect this match, you look at Aesop. He came back about a year and a half ago. He had a monstrous feud with the monster, the one-man Riot Squad Gunner, and he proved that. I mean, Gunner could say he felt it. He proved that he could take on the monster in Gunner, and he won last year. But with that being said, we mentioned Ethan's a member of the Luxurious Ones. Luxurious Ones are deep. There's not just 3 members. There's multiple members. There's Jason Dukes. There's plenty of other guys. There's a lot of factors when you go into this. And if I understand right, Fire and Ice, there's no rules in this match besides someone winning. So there's wild cards, and the biggest wild card of them all. Speaking of cards, is the Ace of Diamonds, Maverick Boone. You think Maverick Boone would love to? Anyone else think that he would love nothing more than starting off 2020 as the heavyweight champion and his best friend in professional wrestling being the heritage champion? I don't see. I think with Maverick Boone, if he's out there and that being the factor, I don't know anyone who's going to be out there for Aesop. I mean, Stacy might, but I don't know if she's going to risk her match. I mean, there's a lot of factors going to it, but I'm gonna go with Ethan Matthews.
It's a good point. So I did face Aesop last Rise to Honor. Yeah, he did get the better of me that time, so I know what he's capable of. And if this was a normal straight up match, I might say Ethan, but it's not. It's a Fire and Ice match, and Aesop is the violent gentleman after all. So I'm gonna have to go with Aesop on this one.
All right. Well, I brought him up, so let's go to this match next. The BCW World Heavyweight Championship match. The Midwest Slayer Stacy Shadows looking to become the first ever Brew City Wrestling Women World Heavyweight Champion as a female, taking on the Ace of Diamonds, Maverick Boone, who's held this belt for, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, with a couple of months off, almost a year and a half.
Yeah, this feud has been a banger between Mav and Stacy Shadows. If I'm not mistaken, this one's gonna be in a cage.
Oh yeah, cage, last man standing. So sorry about that.
Yeah, so this one's gonna be an awesome stipulation and a big time attraction. If you haven't got your tickets, get them now.
Plug the show.
We got all that and more.
Happy H, hit up Zeke.
No, but it's going to be a good match. Maverick has had that championship quite some time, and he's carried the Big City, banner for a while now. But Stacy Shadows is the Midwest Slayer. Nothing like her music hitting, especially with a cage. I could see her wreaking havoc. But my prediction for this match is the cage is going to be an absolute bitch to set up. So you guys enjoy what you're doing, recovering from the tough matches that you have. Maybe with some gold in your hands, but I'll be working with the blue collared folks and setting up that cage because jobs have to be done around here.
We commend you.
Yeah.
It would not be possible without you. We love you guys who set up these cages so we can murder ourselves.
That's for the ref brand right there, and I think it may be a good Merle ring. So shout out to a guy who hooks it up in the Midwest. If you're in the business, you know him. So much love to the homies out there.
Yeah, definitely. Much love to Merle. This is definitely going to be a banger of a heavyweight title match. I have wrestled Mav many times. I only got to wrestle Stacy once, and she plucked me out the air and hit me with that Saito suplex. So I'm going to give the power advantage to Stacy, but Mav is cunning. It has been about a year and a half of Mav at the top. I really don't see a reason why a cage would stop him. With the last man standing, I know he is the type to do anything he can to keep Stacy down. He has done wondrous things for that title. He has done everything he can to elevate himself as a champion. I can't agree with all those ways, but I'm going to give it to Mav.
You give it to Mav. I'm gonna go with last year Rise of Honor. Everyone knows Rise of Honor season starts around August, and Mav took it upon himself to show everyone why he deserves to be the main event of Rise of Honor. And not only that, we touched on it earlier. This function is BCW's franchise. Perch just talked about him wrestling Shane Douglas. How this is a guy you want to have in your corner. This is a guy who's synonymous for hardcore, synonymous for violence. This guy, just loves violence. And Maverick Boone last year walking into Rise as the heavyweight champion, not only not I don't think it was a wise move, but allowed the match to be a hardcore match. Let this be in Dis's element. And the result was Maverick Boone walking out Brew City Wrestling heavyweight champion. And as I mentioned with Ethan, there's wild factors. And I think with Mav having all the tricks up his sleeves, or as you would say, the cards up his sleeves, I don't see Maverick Boone dropping this belt anytime soon. There's good. Stacy's strong. I wrestled her. She's whipped my ass. But I'm gonna have. It's hard to doubt a guy who can take someone in his own element and beat them. So with that and that alone, go with Maverick Boone. Mav Boone.
So I think Mav has been at the top for quite some time, but mostly due to various shenanigans with Ethan and others. And they're going to be locked in the steel cage together, just him and Stacy. And I do not see a way of Mav being able to pull out any shenanigans in that type of scenario. So it's just him, it's Stacy for the title. Doesn't get any bigger. And he's going to have no choice but to just face her one-on-one and see what happens. So I think Stacy's got this one.
That's a good point. The cage is a huge factor. And speaking of cage,
keep
going.
Continue.
And
I was just gonna say, yeah, the cage is designed to keep the two competitors in and everyone else out. And in that scenario, I think Mav's in big trouble.
All right. Third time's the charm. And speaking of cages, we go to War Games. A match made for violence, a match made for the fans. We got JP, who has a quest of taking over Brew City Wrestling. He's aligned himself up with a synonymous tag team in the Curse, and a woman who's ran Brew City since day one, Evil Sierra. And they're taking on the team of Sky Blue, Tuco and J Manny, the Caribbean Connection, and our boss, the return in the ring, the Thumper, Frankie DeFalco.
This match is going to be a banger, hands down. Frankie the Thumper is coming back inside the ring. If you need any more reason to check it out, War Games. Again, that was a staple of a match for the Brew City Wrestling anniversary shows. So to have it going again, it's going to be great. A lot of good people and a lot of history inside that ring with those guys. Sierra took on Frank, and in the Rise to Honor that I was at for the first time. So that'll be a nostalgic match for me to watch and reflect on, being my fourth ever Rise to Honor. So I'm going to enjoy watching that. If not in it, hell, I may be reffing it. So I'm going to take it all in and enjoy it for what it's worth. I think it'll be a good match. And again, my prediction is that Cage is going to be a bitch taken down at the end of the night. But we're going to get it done because there's no quit. That's the business. And I couldn't be happier to do it. And with the crew that we have. So it's going to be a great night. And that's going to be the finale to a wonderful show.
I think Sierra and Frank's story was definitely one of the first things I saw as I was looking into Brew City Wrestling as well. You look at the Curse, definitely a story tag team in Brew City Wrestling. You can't take anything away from Sean and Tyler. Their long rivalry has turned into a very good tag team. Sierra's skill has never been a question. She is definitely one of the top competitors out here. JP is a mastermind, but I think when you look at the youth that you have in Caribbean Arrogance and Sky Blue and the experience and just the knowledge that you have with Frankie DeFalco, I think that is a combination that's hard to beat. So I'm going to give it to probably the boys in blue.
Yeah, going on that. I mean, when you break it down, we go to Sky and Sierra. They have both competed against each other numerous of times, and like both have got the best of each other. Sierra with a little bit more experience, but Sky, there's no denying how far she's come and like where she's been and the names she's beaten. Both of them have beaten Kylie Ray. If I'm not mistaken, Sky just had a good match and beat knockouts champion of TNA, Deanna. So like, I mean, there's momentum there. When you talk about tag teams in the state of Wisconsin, there's no doubt that Caribbean Connection pop up. These guys are solely tag wrestlers. These guys have mastered the game. These guys are, I mean, there's nothing more to say. Like we've wrestled Chuko and Manny, and they have taken us to our limits. These guys, they're great. And Sean and Tyler, the element for them is they love pain. So bringing that down, like, you know, those they break out even. But when we go down to JP and Frank, yeah, JP's the mastermind, but I don't think I see a kendo stick stopping the Thumper doing what he does best in that ring. And I mean, you guys could probably vouch for it. Have you seen Frank train harder than he's ever trained before? We've been at camp. Usually sits in that corner, but he's been training hard, working his ass off. I mean, you might be out working us. So I just that fire that he has at camp, like really busting his ass and showing up every day. I don't see that fire getting put out by JP and that along going with Team Thumper.
This one for me is a toss up. It's really hard to pick one team. I think having 8 guys in one ring in the cage is just going to be chaos. There's going to be a lot of moving parts. And I think the chaos factor of that match benefits the Curse and Sierra and JP. But Doc makes a good point in saying that you got the youth of the Caribbeans and Sky and the wisdom of Frankie. So if I had to pick one, probably go with Frank's team. Also, I don't want him to make me do any more burpees than I have to. So, yeah, Frank's going to win that one.
So there you guys have it. Rise to Honor 17 years of fandemonium. Outlaw knees. Fandom. There we go. 17 years of just bringing great wrestling to the state of Wisconsin. You have 9 hard-hitting matches. And even though the show starts at 7:30, there's the pre-show attraction starting at 7:15. So show up. If you guys haven't got your tickets, hit up Frank. Go to Happy Eights out in Southridge Mall. Talk to Zeke. Get your tickets. This is a show you don't want to miss. Also, we have the Rise of Honor, Honor of Fame,
Hall of Honor.
Hall of Honor. I mean, we got Mav Boone going in the future category, Tyler Sullivan going in, many more sponsors and fans going in. So this is a show you guys don't want to miss. This is the biggest show of the year. This is the show.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a fun one. This will be my 3rd Rise. Really looking forward to it. Great time every year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm really looking forward to it too. Should be a good wrestling weekend all around.
All right. Before we take it home, Gunnar, did Mav pass you the question?
Let me look at my notes here. So since Mav could not make it, he texted me his question of the week or whatever we're calling it, and
He'll have to it's his segment. He'll have to come up with a name for himself.
Well, if it's his segment, he should be here asking the question, but
Are you
You-
doing his dirty work for him, Gunner?
yep, you got me.
Pass that to the.
I heard the art department's making mad the graphic of the show.
Yeah, that's the rumor floating around. So let's see here. This question is you just came in last place at the Sexual Olympics. What was the event?
Gunnar, why don't you start off?
See, it's hard to envision myself coming in last place,
Did you always take second?
which is why probably, yeah. Top 3 for sure. I might need some time to think on this one.
Yeah, plain and simple, skeet shooting. It goes both ways. I don't know if I'd take last place, but I give it my all. I'll be in the Olympics. Yeah, call me an Olympic skeet shooter. It could be on my resume one day.
Just to clarify, this is the Sexual Olympics, and you're sticking with that answer?
Well, yeah, you said last place, but I'd rather be last place in the Olympics at shooting skeet than not at all, to not compete at all.
Skate.
Skeet.
No, I don't think I could possibly top that one.
If I were to get last place, I don't know, maybe like edge of bed stuff. Is that an event? Because I'm short, so I don't. Hips don't reach to enough high beds.
Like the high jump.
Yeah, I'm just at a natural disadvantage there. It's hard to find stable footing.
I'm sure you find ways to get it done.
Like, I mean, I've been this size my entire life. I'll make it work, but
Yeah.
it's trial and error.
So have you guys ever seen these like commercials? I'm not sure if they're advertising like condoms or something. I don't quite remember. But there's like a woman vaulting over like a pole jump or whatever you call it. And then she lands like on a dude sitting on the ground.
No,
You
I
ever-
have not.
Oh, well, look it up. You might want to put your browser in like safe search or whatever first, though. Just FYI.
Woman jumping on pole? What could possibly come up?
So assuming that would be one of the events in the Sexual Olympics, I would probably go last in that one because I would be absolutely terrified of whoever my partner would be not quite landing in the right spot and breaking my valuable whatever you want to call it down there. So
No, it's yours. Call it whatever you like.
we'll call him Little Gunner.
The smaller
Very
riot
protective.
squad.
Very, very protective of Little Gunner and would not like to see him in harm's way. And I'd take last place in that. You're up, Zach.
This is a weird one. Never really good Boy Scout, so maybe tying the best knot might not be the best option for me. I'll pick the Boy Scout.
So you fail in the S&M category.
Maybe. I mean,
Please explain.
I like how Mav has like the most awkward question of the week he skipped out.
Because one, Mav knows he would come last in every event.
True, except anything.
Yep.
I think him and Ethan would dominate.
So that's why he left. We know his answer.
Yeah.
So hey, listeners, go ahead in the comments. Let us
I think it's time to take it home.
Yeah, I think on that note, take it home.
Okay, all right. So this has been the Take It Home podcast. Thank you for joining us. Peace. One.